More baseball talk too, but now Canada's national summer sport. The St. Catharines Junior A Athletics regular season begins Wednesday night at home, Canada Games Park, and this season is a big one.
Everybody's talking, the buzz ain't just a beer. Radio man keeps saying, this could be our year. Huddled up headlights, team colors cross the lawn. Don't matter where you're coming from, we're here to get it gone. It's that hometown crowd, yeah, it's in our blood. And even when the clock runs out, we still raise the cup. It ain't about that hat trick, home run, or big first down. Just looking for a little something we can rally around. Seat in your house, courtside or on the couch, we still get loud.
Good evening and welcome to the Toronto Rock Athletic Centre, the home of the suddenly surging Oakville Buzz. They won their last two home games, including Toronto Beaches, a game you saw right here on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel, and then 2 nights ago defeating the St. Catharines Athletics. Tough task tonight, however, as they will get the top team in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League through 6 games, the 5-1 Six Nations Arrows. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Alan Corkum for the call tonight, and really going to be a test time for the Oakville Buzz and Zach Konstantopoulos to see how they respond with one of the top teams, at least through the early going in the league so far in the Arrows.
Well, the Buzz are a young team in the league, Matt. They've had a tough schedule so far in the first 5 games. They're 2-2, a couple of big home wins, as you mentioned, against St. Catharines here on Monday night, and then last Wednesday here on the game of the week against the Beaches. So another tough test. Let's see what they can do on home court tonight.
Just their 3rd game at home. However, they are undefeated here in this building. Meanwhile, the Arrows coming in with a 3-game win streak, defeating Mimico twice. And, of course, that overtime instant classic we called for you earlier in the week up in Peterborough. Slide job there, black and orange, as you would expect from Six Nations. Some hard defense being played by Thomas Bagnall. There's Noah Snyder who has to head off down into the corner for Dalen John Hill. That knocked over Konstantopoulos off his shoulder, and a fresh 30 seconds for Six Nations. Arrows have it again. Suggo Swamp through Dalen John Hill, the Gatorade Player of the Week. Due to his work through 3 games, he's got the outside with 10 to shoot. Elects to go back to Swamp, who is drawing 2 defenders in his direction.
Crease violation against Six Nations to the Oakville ball, and yeah, John Hill, 25 points in the season. He's been tearing it up for Six Nations, and that's why he was named Player of the Week in the OJLL this past week. He's going to try to keep it up here tonight in Oakville.
12 goals on the season, is tied for 4th in the league. 3 behind teammate Tryson Sunday, who will wear number 83. Lefty-righty combo here for the Arrows, but it's the transition break through the middle, and second opportunity first for Owen Moore, and then second one for the former number 1 overall pick, Riley Woods.
Yeah, Moore had 3 goals and assists in that big one against St. Catharines on Monday night, looking to keep it up on the offense. And you're saying about John Hill, he likes to shoot. He was 3rd this past season in NCAA men's lacrosse at Jacksonville University in shooting percentage. So he's not afraid to shoot the ball there, Matt.
It's Oakville, though, coming back the other way and scoring, getting the opening goal as they did against the Beaches. Part of why they've been so strong of late.
That's it's Superman, the man of steel. James of Steel getting the Buzz on the board first. A minute 52 into the game. Here's a look at the replay. Takes the feed. He's racing towards the net, and he fires one by Ethan Robertson. Had no chance on that one. A great move by Steele, and a 1-0 Buzz lead as Steele gets his 5th goal of the season. The former Halton Hills Bulldog, Junior B player up in Georgetown.
John Logue, one of the trade deadline acquisitions from what was a busy break. Deadline for the Oakville Buzz and Troy Cordingley. John Logue, along with Cody McNeil, as you said, on the assist from the Jamison Steele opening goal.
It's almost eerily familiar to last week's game against the Beach. A good start for Oakville. They're really swarming on defense, and they're being strong to the ball so far. Can they keep it up, though, against a tough Six Nations squad?
Charlie Boone back to the corner, looking to the rookie Lucas Williams. Had it intercepted. Here's Wales Reset racing back the other way. Oh, shot at Constantopoulos, ducking for cover as that went way high over the net. And if the big body of Constantopoulos is ducking, you know how high it was back to the crease the other way, and a good shot and an even better save from Ethan Robertson and his 2-0 record this season. Back the other way, Dalton Kane in transition. Gobbled up by Constantopoulos as the track meet is on in full effect here on a Wednesday night at the track.
Here you go. A lot of odd man rushes so far. We had a 3-on-1 for Oakville, a breakaway for Six Nations, and a 2-on-1 just a moment ago. So I think the coaches are not going to like the wide openness. They want the defense to be a little tighter, Matt.
Charlie Boone from the outside, a skip pass in on Robertson. Yes, we already hear Troy Cordingley over on that home bench tonight. And one of the more quiet coaches in the league, in Stu Montour. You'll likely hear Troy Cordingley most of this evening if you're new to the Oakville Buzz lineup. Here's Hodo Martin. His pass back to the far side, intercepted, and pulling the chute was Ryder Simpson, the rookie who initially thought he was going to break out. Now Graydon Foulon through Lucas Williams one more time. Owen Moore, as now the offense comes off the bench. Back to Moore again. On the run, Steele looking for number 2, and no room in the 5-hole of Robertson.
Yeah, shots right now 4-4 aside. Yeah, both chances at either end very good right now for these clubs. And yeah, we heard you say Dalton Kane. Yeah, he's a two-sport player. He played in the OJLL. We call him a lot. Played for Leamington last year to end the season. Trenton and King to start.
Dalen John Hill looking for the bouncer. Got it in between the legs of Constantopoulos, who covered up over the top. Matthew Kirchmeyer leaves it here for John Logue. Feeding through the middle, even while taking a hit. It's Riley Woods, the first overall pick, getting pick number 2 of the season.
Yeah, you see why he was picked number 1. He has some great skills there, and you look at the replay, you'll see Woods take the feed, has an opening, and just puts it up and over the shoulder of Robertson, making no mistake, and another quick start at home for the Buzz. We saw this last week, Matt, against the Beaches, and a 2-0 lead against this hot 5-1 Six Nations team. So give credit to Troy Cordingley. They said they got to work hard to win, and they are in the first 4.5 minutes of this one.
Second assist. Now, John Logue in on both goals. Finn Morgan, another rookie, picking up the secondary assist. Although now they've given Woods the goal from Steele and Logue. On the run, back the other way, though. Arrows, nice little toe drag move, if you will, for Aubrey Tallchief running in front of the crease there.
Yeah, the Arrows are getting their chances, just not able to bury them right now. So, but Oakville's got to be a little bit more cautious of that, going to the net hard.
Owen Moore will pull the ball down, talking about all the rookies. We told you Dalen John Hill, the Gatorade Player of the Week. Max Kruger winning his second Rookie of the Week up in Orangeville. Going to be pretty hard to beat him for Rookie of the Year, I would imagine. Although I'm sure we're going to get some candidates from this Oakville Buzz team. Outside Dalen John Hill. Finds Tryson Sunday on the run, under 10 to shoot.
Wow.
Turns and does so.
What a nifty shot there by Sunday as he scores on a Wednesday. Beautiful. Get the Arrows on the board, 2-1, 5:35 gone. Here it is again. You see, fights out the defender and just rifles one past Constantopoulos. Maybe one he'd like to have back, but a beautiful shot by Sunday, and it's 2-1. Arrows right back in it.
Very much a field-looking shot. That was a shot that you didn't see in box, in the last, I want to say, 5 to 10 years. It's really started to come along. The more box players that have been playing field and field players coming to the box game. That's a shot that basically every player now has in their toolbox, but was pretty rare not that long ago. Oakville controlling the faceoff. Lippert to the far side. Morgan will leave it back up top in the stick of Liam Luza. Cody McNeil that ripped one off Robertson. Picked up in the corner. It's like Oakville may have been in the crease as it comes all the way back. This is Williams now. To the far side for Logue. Back towards the corner. Shot coming. It's from McNeil and it's wide. Rebound picked up and Bagnall puts it into the feet there of Robertson.
Yeah, McNeil was in a giving mood in that win against St. Catharines on Monday night. Had 6 assists to lead the Buzz in scoring in that one. So he's trying to get on the board in the goal category tonight, Matt.
Ball pops back up to Dalen John Hill. You can see the Arrows game plan tonight, trying to get Constantopoulos moving. A little east-west in the crease, and meanwhile on the crease the other way, rolling ball! Just kept off the line by the stick of Blaze Becker as it got in behind Robertson.
That's why you have great defenders on your team. He saved his goal. He's baking there. Great job by Becker.
Reset back to the corner. Sunday. Big swim move. No look pass. Near side for Joe Squire. And that would have been pretty had that made to work. Walking in off the wing, McCabe Jimerson bangs it off the pads of Constantopoulos and back up to Hodo Martin. Jimerson pops out of the pile. Now same story for Noah Snyder, who was hot in Peterborough. This time finds the leg pad of Constantopoulos. And the book on big goaltenders is to get them moving, but Constantopoulos goes east-west, really good in his crease, so that may not work here tonight.
He's been facing a lot of shots so far in the games we've covered in all of the season. He's been passing with flying colors for the most part, but we'll see what happens here in this one.
Cutting to the net and diving, Charlie Boone. Feet have to stay outside of that cylinder of the crease here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. If you're still in winter mode or unfamiliar with our rules, and that time number 11 not quite cleared for takeoff.
Oh, looks like we got a penalty coming up, Matt. He's going to be, he has a cross check.
Galen John Hill with the ball here, so is this going the Arrows' way?
I believe the penalty is going to the Arrows because, and it will be, it's going to be Sago Swamp going off. So the first power play of the game to the Buzz to see if they can get their 2-goal lead back. Shots 9 apiece right now for the clubs, Matt.
Another good start, as you said, for the Oakville Buzz as the goaltenders take a chance to grab a drink of water.
It's a very humid day here in southern Ontario. It's not as bad in here tonight as some of the rinks, especially the old Memorial in Brampton, but still they need to hydrate for sure, the two goaltenders.
Quickly around the horn, all 5 have touched it here for Oakville before the bounce shot comes from Owen Moore. Your officials, by the way, as we get our first penalty tonight, Roger Nurse, Simon D'Souza, Kevin Werbeski. Up top, Boone. No shot this time as Arrows did nicely to keep on the hands. Eventually it did come from the far side and ended up skipping wide. Boone around a screen, takes it and scores.
Boone goes to dynamite, Matt. Power play goal, and he continues his hot play for Oakville and a 3-1 lead. So you can see here, nice passing back and forth, and Boone will finally go hard towards the net. Finds a little crack in the armor of Robertson and puts it home as Boone now gets his 8th goal of the season on the power play with just under 9 minutes to go. It's a 3-1 Oakville lead.
And this is how they've been doing this. Really break out early and get on top of teams and make them chase. Ended up down, I believe it was 7-3 at one point against St. Catharines. That turned into a lot closer game, and eventually Oakville roaring past the Athletics to claim their 2nd win on home turf a few nights ago. Charlie Boone, power play goal scorer, spun away from the crease. It's put all the way back up top through traffic. Another one that bounced off Robertson back towards that line.
But he kept it out. He looked behind him, but it stayed out, and a good job there. And Oakville just got to continue to They're successful at home right now, Matt, but they got to turn that in the road. They're 0-2 in the road, but 2-0 here at the track.
Dalen John Hill taking the pass from Snyder. Collision there with the defender. Trying to look for Joe Squire. That forced the ball errant in the corner and now brought back up over center. No Eddie Faraday tonight, the graduating senior. No Cody Merritt. No Reed Ozog, the rookie we were impressed with back in that Beaches game. And perhaps most importantly, no Dylan Cordingley tonight for the Buzz, who try to carry it through the middle. And, Ben Wittich knocked his man down. Back to Wales Reset in transition. Looking 5-hole. Luis Alfred making a case for a back-in call. Constantopoulos only had 4 to get out of the crease.
But the 8-second rule.
Yeah, and then when he did, only a couple more ticks to get across center. And couldn't beat that call. Came back to Suggo Swamp. Swamp sends the lane to the net. Plays it back up top, working out of the corner. McKay Jimerson, that one wide of the net. As Martin brings it down, there will be 10 to shoot. Dalen John Hill trying to find a cutter back door. And great passing from the Arrows.
Yeah, it looks like it's Sunday getting his second goal of the night, I believe. Let's see in the replay. We'll see who it is. But yeah, I don't know if it was John Hill or Sunday. Let's see. Great passing. There's the pass, and there's, so yeah, it is Tristan Sunday getting it again. So it's both goals for him on the night. It's a 3-2 game, and it's a good job so far. That's it. They got to be careful, and I think that 8-second violation against Oakville cost him there is the turnover, and then Six Nations made him pay with a quick goal.
So 9 minutes left to go in this first period of a scheduled 3:20s. Jamison Steele just inside the restraining line, plays it back down the boards. Looking here for Boone, who will take outside spot this time. Back to Steele into the corner. Return pass to Boone. Looking for Steele again as the cycle continues over on that left side and eventually off Robertson out of play. Liza to Steele. Through Owen Moore. Steele returns it near side. Halfway through the shot clock as Boone goes down in the corner. Low shot around the defender, just kept inside the restraining line, and now from the outside, Logue lets a shot go late in the shot clock. Everybody else had headed for home.
And here you can hear Cordingley barking at the orders over there on the Oakville bench, trying to get the defense back quickly.
And he told us when we were here for that Beaches game, you know, this is all about hard work and making the right plays. As Hodo Martin shoots up top through everybody.
That's one that Constantopoulos would like to have back. He let that 5-hole expose, and Hodo Martin made him pay. And just like that, we are tied up 2 goals in just over a minute for Six Nations. And it's that quick strike offense that they have. Here it is, up high in the slot. Just bounces one towards the net. And a good shot there by number 39 of the Arrows, Hodo Martin. And we're all tied at 3 with 7:52 remaining in the first period.
Trajan Sunday's third point off 3 goals for the Arrows as we get early movement here on the faceoff dot. Awarded to Aubrey Tallchief and Six Nations. Couple players in front of that shot as well, so Constantopoulos may have been screened. No way he sees this one.
Almost came up here, Matt.
Yeah, thought we were getting a souvenir. Almost had to save director Chris Main's life there for a second.
I don't even knew it was coming.
He's got hands. Don't let him fool you. Over the top. Snyder behind the back to the crease for Swamp. Rang it off the shoulder there of the Oakville netminder. Cody McNeil. Back near side, Charlie Boone dancing around. 10 on the shot clock as it comes back up. Immediately swarmed was Logue. And then his shot bounces off the defender, perhaps Alford, who picks up the loose ball and scampers it over center. Dalen John Hill Big high step. He'll put the brakes on before sending it far side. Rest of the offense comes in. Snyder going to take it around the crease. Back up top to John Hill. His shot off the leg of Constantopoulos. Doesn't leave the crease. And look out, there's a Buzz player all the way down floor. No one could find Zach Warren.
A little bit of problem holding the ball there, and so there's going to be a turnover on the Buzz.
Another 8-second violation. You can see the half-floor press, if you will, as we near the start of the NBA Finals. No other sports going on tonight that I can think of.
No, I don't think so, Matt.
So happy to have you with us, except for 3 other OJ games. Let's not forget about those. On the out-of-town scoreboard, be sure you download the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app, where you can stay up to date with all the latest stats, standings, schedules, and scores. 3-3 the score here in Oakville. Penalty coming up to Six Nations as that check got high on the ball carrier. Shot went wide, and as it's picked up by Tall Chief, we'll get the call, and it'll be the second power play of the night coming up against Oakville.
I'll give you a quick go-to-town scoreboard while we have a break.
Yes, sir.
It's Whitby over Kitchener-Waterloo, 5-2. Orangeville leading Burlington 6-1. And a close one in St. Catharines so far, 2-1 St. Catharines over Mimico. So a tight one there. The other two a little bit out of reach maybe right now. Maybe still a chance Kitchener-Waterloo to come back, but Burlington's in some trouble against Orangeville, 6-1.
I mean, we're about 2.5 weeks away from trade deadline, so you start looking at some of those teams that might be looking for guys, and some of those teams that might be looking like they may be on the other side of things. 6-1 in Burlington. You start wondering, Chuck Rawson would be very, very interesting as Charlie Boone makes it interesting, a second power play goal.
Yep, Boone double dipping with the man advantage, and Oakville gets the lead back. A nice shot right through the 5-hole you see on the replay. So take the return feed from Steele. Uses a partial screen and puts it by Robertson. His second goal of the game, both on the power play. 4-3 Oakville, and a couple teams you probably think might be sellers right now. Brampton maybe again. They're having a tough time. They've been in a lot of games, Matt, but they're 0-7 right now. It's been a tough time for the Excellers. A couple games in overtime. That must hurt when you get that close in overtime and you drop a game. Mm-hmm. And then Mimico, Burlington maybe teetering on sellers right now, but everybody else is pretty well competitive. I mean, this team Oakville, if they can get a upset here tonight, they're still thinking playoffs. So it's going to be some tough decisions for some of the teams on the bubble.
Well, Oakville was one of those teams last year before they decided to give up 8 of their 9 graduating players, leading to this retooling here in Oakville, and that's part of why the last 2 wins have been somewhat surprising for this Oakville team, as we had a collision just inside the restraining line between Brennan and Bagnall.
Rebeski says play on, no whistles.
Looked like the Oakville defender got the worst of that halfway through the shot clock of the Arrows. Galen John Hill to the far side. Snyder, man in front of the crease. What a play.
I think it was Doug Thompson finishing it off here, and it's 4-all. We'll see here on the replay. So, beautiful passing by the Arrows around, and they quickly tie it up. You see, feed it down low. Left all alone down there is Doug Thompson. And he makes no mistake, and we're all tied at 4:26 remaining. Shots pretty well even as well. It's 60-50 in favor of the Arrows.
Arrows were down 2 earlier in the period, remember. Not letting the Buzz take off like they did in that game against the Beaches. As Tall Chief and Lippert contest that faceoff. Owen Moore from the outside puts it back to the corner all alone on the crease, and Cody McNeil couldn't bring it down. Great look, though, for the Buzz on offense. Griffin Crowder back up top. Snyder on the run, one-hand cradle as he plays it back to Wales. Reset taking an offensive shift. Odo Martin returns to Swamp. Rang it off Constantopoulos, and now numbers coming back the other way for the Buzz. In all alone on the crease, and a couple fakes for Zach Warren before Robertson stood tall to stand it aside.
A little surprised that the Foulon might have got called there for an illegal pick away. He was really hard on the Arrows defender coming back, but they let him play, and they almost got a good chance off it.
Galen John Hill thought about turning the corner. Brings it back up top. No shot from Snyder. They try quick stick far side again to Douglas Thompson. And this time down in the splits is Constantopoulos to make the save.
Yeah, definitely his best of the night so far, Matt. What a great save to keep it tied.
Running down the near boards. Loza. Last man off the bench is McNeil. Playing it back here to Boone. Hat-trick watch here in the first period for number 11 as that one skips away. Riley Woods. Back to Logue. Side of the net, 5 to shoot out in front, and there it is. Hattie for Boone here in the first period.
You ask, you shall receive, Matt. He gets the hat trick, and yeah, Boone has been the Boone on offense for Oakville so far this season. He gets his third of the night here. He takes a great feed from Logue. Go front. He puts it up and over the shoulder of Ethan Robertson to make it 5-4 Buzz, and they've been doing great. I said they've been a great home team. They just got to try to turn to success on the road. But you got to give them credit. They're doing well at home, but it said they've had a tough schedule so far, Matt. Look at the teams they played thus far. Wait till they get to maybe some of the teams that they might be able to beat better, and you never know what's going to happen. But good hard work so far by the Buzz.
Another face-off win. Finn Morgan nearly ran into his own player. And he got under the skin of some athletics players in that game on Monday night, especially late with Trent Robertson. After scoring an empty net goal, Owen Moore. Back to the boards. Morgan works it through to steal low shot. Robertson will make the clean catch. By the way, CJ would like you to know tonight's game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yes, I did see one of the messages there online as well, yeah. Maybe I slipped my mind a little bit.
I don't think it did. I don't think it did. Swamp in the corner. Bouncer away from a couple Arrows players. We understand if we're not on the big screen tonight. Let's get that out of the way. As long as we're on one of your screens on some device, we appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, just as long as the Oilers win the game, then I'm happy.
This is Buzz Arrows. What are you talking about?
Well, the other game, it's on the small screen. This one better be on the big screen of everybody's house.
Thomas Bagnall closing in on the last minute of play here in the first period. Over the shoulder.
It was Luzza.
The officials had the shot clock count down underneath us. We can hear them yelling it out, and the Buzz pushed for that last shot and just missed.
Yeah, good chance there for Luzza, but he just couldn't finish.
See if they try and play 2 for 1 with Snyder putting it back into the corner. Dalen John Hill runs it back, passing to Joe Squire. Although Thompson's going to run into it from the outside. Another low shot. Is that Sunday again? It's McKay Jimerson from the Trison Sunday shot.
But it was maybe another assist over Sunday. At least 4 points that we'll see here. There's a shot. Yeah, another low shot. And McKay Jimerson getting Six Nations even again here late in the first period. So 5-all. And great back and forth battle here on the OJLL Game of the Week on the OJLL YouTube channel. Glad you're enjoying this one. This beats Game 1 of the second finals any day. Less Elise are in it, then it might be a tough sell.
Well,
but you never worry with that.
You just lost 70% of our audience.
They'll be back.
Hidden ball play here with McKay Jimerson. It's all, well, fooled me. It's Trison Sunday. Took the shot without the ball. Now Dalen John Hill does with the ball in his stick with 23.9. And that's going to signal a timeout here for Troy Cordingley if they can find a ball to regain play with.
Yeah, it's caught in the wickets that they were Constantopoulos in a sensitive area. We'll probably have to bring it out himself. But, yeah, you see. But, yeah, another great game for Oakville here tonight. Cordingley has got his team going. They've been 2-0 at home, but they're 0-2 on the road. They got to just translate some of this hard play they're doing at home with some of the road games. But it's going to get a little easier. But it will not tomorrow night. They're right back in action against the Beaches at Ted Reeve Arena tomorrow night. As well, Six Nations are back in action tomorrow night. They're home to Peterborough in a rematch of that game you covered about a week ago up at Peterborough.
Yes.
That was a instant classic, so we expect another great barn burner up there tomorrow night, the ILA.
Constantopoulos, you said, took that shot down low, and he's doubled over as he goes and gets the attention of the trainer. The good news is, should be about a 10 to 12 minute break here for Constantopoulos to regain his senses, and we hope that that's all that it is just a painful shot in a painful area. But Buzz will have last shot here as time ticks down, trying to take a lead into the locker room. Jameson Steele slowing things down up top. Watch for Boone on his left. In number 11 has the ball now. Has been the hot hand in this first period. Out to the restraining line. McNeil gets it back to Steele on the wrong side and got a shot away. Not sure it would have counted, but Robertson makes the save anyways and keeps this one tied 5-all after a first period.
Yeah, Oakville had a quick start, but Six Nations battled back to tie it. It's been back and forth ever since, and we're going to end the first as we started it. We're going to keep it tied. 5-5 after one. Should be a great final 40 minutes, maybe beyond. You never know, Matt.
We will find out in about 10 minutes or so when we come back. A reminder to subscribe here to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. Our upcoming schedule continues on Tuesday. Our crew will be in Whitby. The undefeated Warriors hosting the Minto Cup hosts the St. Catharines Athletics. That's June the 10th. Start time of 7:30. Saturday, June 14th, we'll be back here. Orangeville, Oakville, the Constantopoulos Bowl, starting 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then Sunday, June 15th, Father's Day, Toronto. Beaches will be at the Brampton Excelsiors, a 7 o'clock start time there. If you're subscribed to the channel, you won't miss any of the action, including our second period, which comes your way in 10 minutes, 5-5 after 1. You're watching the feature game in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Back live at the track, and here's a look at what happened at the deadline last year. For the Oakville Buzz, you can see 8 of 9 graduating players traded at the deadline to Whitby, Orangeville, Burlington, Toronto for combinations of draft picks. Guys like John Logue, who has 3 points tonight, Liam Luza, Jonah Kirk, Carter Drynan, and others. And it's really been a changing scene here in Oakville, including in between the pipes with Zach Constantopoulos.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. They've been retooling here. They're a young squad, but they've been working hard so far this season, and you can see some of these players are really doing something. Another trade that happened earlier this year, back in early April, is when they acquired Cody McNeil and Reed Ozog from St. Catharines as well. So there's a couple more new blood to this lineup that have been really chipping in. Cody McNeil, one of the top scorers in this team. Ozog not playing tonight, but he played well last week in that game we covered against the Beaches.
Set it back up in Peterborough. When teams are trading away guys, you kind of know where they stand and where they think they stand in the standings. It's when they start acquiring guys back when things start to get interesting. And that's really where the Six Nations Arrows are after what's been about 2 or 3 years of retooling for them, as they'll get the opening goal here of the period. Dalen John Hill continues to be hot.
Yep, the player of the week in the OJLL finally gets one on the board here tonight, and here's a look at it on your screen again. He takes it, fakes the first shot, then rifles it on the second and puts it by Constantopoulos to give Six Nations their first lead of the night. 6-5. I believe it is their first lead of the night. They've tied a couple times, but I think they haven't been able to get over ahead. So there you go. Now we'll see if they can continue this momentum. It looks like they're going to redo the draws. Robeski said, my bad, and we'll do it all over again at center floor.
Dalen John Hill's first goal of the night, 4th point. We've got him for unofficially. And the face-off contested there with Kian Pare, along with Lippert, and it's going to be the Arrows that have it again. They go all the way up top. Kenny Porter finding help off the bench. Dalen John Hill kept outside. Thompson ripped that off the goaltender's foot, playing it back. Triton Sunday fan club in the chat room on our way to break. Watching him send a pass to the far side that ends up in a reset of the shot clock.
Yeah, he's on hat-trick watch too.
Dalen John Hill, a skipper. That one's going to bounce all the way down floor. They said it tipped off the goaltender Constantopoulos. And
Buzz Bench not very happy about that call. They're really letting the official D'Souza hear it.
Down onto the crease, a number of moves. Split save made by Constantopoulos, denying Triton Sunday. Sunday wants the ball back. Snyder's going to get it instead as Sunday sets the screen. All the way up top, Martin's shot bounces off a body. Back to the corner, Dalen John Hill. It was Constantopoulos making the save, and then quick pressure pushes Ryder Simpson back in the crease for the turnover. Onto the crease again, Arrows into the crease, that time for Hodo Martin.
I think the Arrows may be looking for a penalty. There's, like, Sunday was driven hard into the crease, but no call. Play goes on.
Bagnall found a running Cody McNeil. No pass to the outside. Charlie Boone scored 3 goals in that first period. Back up to McNeil. High step, screen, roll. Riley Woods fired it off Robertson. Aubrey Tallchief inside the restraining line now. Has a man off the bench. And Constantopoulos a shrug of the shoulders.
And a turnover, be Oakville ball.
Playing it back to Finn Morgan. Big tie-up in on the crease. Morgan's going to walk through. Ends up putting it right into the stick of Alfred. Alfred swarmed to see cross center. Hard defense by Zach Warren, and the turnover. Look out, big hit coming off the bench. Ball's going to bounce back the way of Liam Luza, wearing that number 14 that Will Sheehan wore for a couple years here in Oakville, part of that big trade deadline fire sale we showed you coming out of the break. Wales reset. Had Swamp off the bench. He'll turn back. Swamp to Squire. Near side Jimison. Backs into pressure. Back out to Swamp. Didn't have a lot of room to follow through on the shot, but still got it away. And Constantopoulos the save as they work out in transition with Jamison Steele. Buzz going to hold things up. McNeil in front of Steele. Back to the outside boards. High Chief coming in to play defense onto the crease. Where's the ball? Robertson not going to move. And it's in the padding somewhere.
Great save there by Ethan Robertson. The Rob Steele coming across. He's going to have to go deep in the pads, get the ball out. Here we go. He's taking off his mask, taking off.
Oh, boy. Can we show this?
Do-do-do-do. Where is it? Did it finally come out?
I think it's in the stick of the Arrows defender in the crease there, Joe Squire.
It's almost another hidden ball. You're going to even see it come out, and it goes right in the stick of Squire, but yeah. Now he's going to get his equipment back on and ready to roll.
Oh, shrug of the shoulders there from Tryson Sunday. Wasn't ready for that pass. They'll talk about it over on the bench after the over and back. Saw at the end of the period.
Oh.
Awkward save, man.
Yeah, Rebeski's been out of position a couple times here in this period. He almost get hit with the ball, and then he almost got run over there by a Buzz player.
Awkward save for Constantopoulos. Looks to be okay. Luzza over to the far side. That was Boone returning it here to McNeil. Cody McNeil over the top. He'll split the defenders. Pass back a little bit high for John Logue, whose skip shot ended up off the back window. Catching it and running out onto offense is Dalton Kane. Leaving it here for Sunday. Cross crease up into the screening. It'll be Oakville ball. And they want to push. Thomas Bagnall has a man off the bench. Had another one on the crease, but was busy getting run into there by Reset. Zach Warren, no room to shoot. Puts it down into the corner to alternate captain Bagnall. The man in the middle was Boone. High shot over top of Robertson, and now Bagnall will help it back into the offensive zone and away from trouble as the shot clock sounds.
Yeah, Boone looking for number 4 in the night, but just couldn't put it by Robertson.
5 minutes gone here in the period. Only one goal to speak of so far. It came off the stick of Dalen John Hill, Gatorade Player of the Week. Big high step over the top for Snyder. Return pass and drilled there. Look out. Jimerson gets up with revenge on his mind for Bagnall. Big screen coming. And Fulan was able to get it across. Matthew Kirchmeyer.
Oh.
Was looking back to the door and not ready for the pass. And look out, Porter is all alone all the way down floor. Porter in on Constantopoulos, and it's off the toe cap.
Great chance for Porter, and even better save, but Constantopoulos gives a 1-goal game. Here comes Oakville.
Zach Warren shoveling it back to the front of the crease. Shot there, Charlie Boone and Robertson. And as the goaltenders go back and forth here in the period.
Yep, starting to steal the show here, the two goalies.
Through the middle, Steele. To the outside, Boone. Sending it back to Lucas Williams. This is about the third possession in a row in Oakville's end that they've just thrown the ball away. Dalton Kane looking to get a cutter to the net was Dalen John Hill. He'll be chased down after going errant by Lippert. And now pushed up the near side, Matthew Kirchmeyer. Kirchmeyer with help. Riley Woods. Back towards the corner, Luza. Now Boone. Turning, scoring, and are they going to call it a good goal? Penalty was coming. And I think this one's going to stand.
There it is on the replay. Nice work there down low, and while falling down, he puts it in. So Oakville ties it up at 6, just like that. Just weren't sure there. 'Cause yeah, so there you see official Nurse saying the hold is waved off because of the goal, so we are tied at 6. So the resiliency of the Buzz pays off again.
Back to a tie game. We're tied 3-3, 4-4,
Yeah,
5-5, now 6-6.
And Boom with his 4th goal there. He was the goal scorer.
On the outside, Dalen John Hill. Back up top. Defender ran over Snyder into the ball carrier. Now Dalen John Hill tackled at the side of the crease. Goes back for more. After the ball was long gone, Thomas Bagnall hopping near the restraining line. All the way outside. Turned back for Boone. Steele. Bouncing ball here. Him and Becker collided, and that's going to bring it back the way for the Arrows. With Tall Chief stopping at the restraining line.
Continuing that style with the equipment there. Get the bubblegum shoes, Tall Chief.
Snyder. Stickhead to match as well. A little skip shot in there. Cleanly caught by Constantopoulos. 1:46 away from the halfway mark of this second period.
I think every game we covered so far, Matt, there's been one player on each side that's had a little bit of style with his footwear and or his paddle. Nothing wrong with that.
Kirchmeyer, John Logue. Back down low through Luza again. William Luza will take top spot. Work it right down Main Street. And the bouncer, Enon Robertson, he'll send that aside. A lot of bouncers and low shots from Oakville in this second period against Robertson, but able to stand in and save most of those. Just one goal per side here in this period. 6 off 30 for the Arrows, 6 off 25 for Oakville. As it's ball down. Out of the stick here of Trison Sunday. And we get a holding the stick call coming up against Oakville, their first penalty of the night.
Yeah, tough break when the play was got to go up the floor and see the Susan with the call, and it's going to be Thomas Bagnall going off. So yeah, but Six Nations of the power play try to retake the lead here with just over 9 minutes gone into the second period. Great game so far here on the Game of the Week on the OJLL YouTube channel.
Been great games all throughout the league. I don't think there's been many blowouts really anywhere. As cutting through, trying to get a quick shot was Joe Squire. It will be a fresh 30 seconds for Snyder going to the far side, though. Dalen John Hill playing catch. Back behind the net. In towards the corner. John Hill up for Snyder. Rising shot. Hits Constantopoulos in the chest. And then lifted over top of everybody, looking to spring Finn Morgan. Morgan one-on-one with the defender. Cuts in and was looking for the top corner and just missed it high.
And they let him go in, but just missed the net.
Tall Chief. Slow down play with Martin. Hidden ball play. Looks like it's still in the stick of Sunday. Martin to Dalen John Hill, who's going to walk in, takes the shot off Constantopoulos into the back half of this power play now as the shot clock will reset. Snyder with it to Martin. Sunday's still faking like he's got it, even though it's up top for Martin. Quick stick in the corner. I think Constantopoulos made the save, and then Snyder's shot ends up bouncing wide.
Wow.
Squire to Hill. To Martin, to the corner in Sunday. And now Snyder's got it. Another quick stick on the crease. Look at the ball fly here for the Arrows. Constantopoulos does as it flies off his pad. 15 seconds to go in the power play. Here with Sunday through the middle. That hits someone in the helmet before going up out of play. And the officials will try and decide what bucket it was.
They're going to have a discussion. I think originally they're going to give Six Nations possession. They're going to have a discussion. But yeah, when it went up there, it went off the rafters, off the scoreboard. About 3 or 4 different balls came down, flying into the seats below the scoreboard here at the track.
And through the Golden Arches, I think.
Nothing but net.
There you go.
But then they're going to award Oakville possession after the discussion with the officials. So that'll kill off the rest of this penalty for the Buzz. So a successful kill to keep it a 6-all tie.
Steele continues to work it through to John Logue. Now Boone, who's done a lot of the damage for Oakville tonight. Everyone clears out, allowing Steele to come in. Robertson went low. The shot went high, and a shot in the middle. That felled Becker, and I was going to say nobody's side, but veteran official Roger Nurse did get the Oakville player who's hiding on the bench, and everybody's...
Well, you can hear Troy Corley pleading his case for innocence, but I don't think he's going to win that one.
I don't know that we have a look at this, but if we did, it would be quite obvious.
Well, he went down. You see in a heap, he got a slash in the ankle. Did Becker, and but you got a veteran coach and a veteran official having a little bit of a discussion. But it's almost like those, in baseball when you have the umpire and the manager come out and have a little bit of a disagreement. But Corley doesn't win that argument. Nurse does, and it's another power play for Six Nations trying to retake the lead.
I'm not telling him he didn't win the argument. You can go do it. Dalen John Hill through Martin. Back again, ball flying one more time. Dalen John Hill, the shooter, looking low on Constantopoulos. Rebound up for grabs. I don't know that they reset the shot clock. Now they do, as Oakville run away with it, and that was important because, in my mind, took way more than 8 seconds to get across center. Bagnall. There is an Arrows player back to our left. So effectively right now 2-on-3, 3-on-4. Now the set. As Logue will lower his shoulder into a pair of defenders. Lets a change-up shot go in on Robertson. Wanted to make sure it counted.
And it did.
Chased his own rebound, but Tall Chief and a couple other defenders were there. But that's the first half of the latest Arrows power play gone. Martin to the corner. Turn pass, looks off Jimerson. This time Jimerson's got it to Martin to Sunday. Cutting through the middle, Dalen John Hill off Constantopoulos and up into the screening.
It's going to be impressive, this quick ball movement by Six Nations around the perimeter, just in and out of the six so quick, and they're getting great chance because Constantopoulos standing tall thus far.
Martin, Dalen John Hill. Back over the top from Jimerson. That hit a leg before coming back. Shot clock down to 15. Power play down to 30. Up top, Hodo Martin picks a corner. My goodness.
That's why you learn and practice. You just go over those corners, and Hodo Martin did just that on the power play. And 6-8 up 7-6. There it is. Look, in and out so quick, right over the shoulder of Constantopoulos. He didn't even know it was in that quick. He was looking around and beat him clean. What a nice shot by Hodo Martin, and it's 7-6 with 7 minutes to go here in the second.
I don't know what that corner did to Hodo Martin, but got his revenge. It's a massive shot into the top corner to put the lead back on the side of the Arrows. 7-6 now off. 38 shots to 26 also.
And it was like the seas parted for Martin. The two defenders just let him shoot so the goalie could see it, and it was just a perfect shot right into the top corner. Not much the goalie could do on that one. And quickly, some other scores around the league. We have a busy night here in the OJLL. 8-5 Whitby over Kitchener-Waterloo. So that's getting a little closer than it was earlier. Orangeville-Burlington, that is a bit of a one-sided game. Orangeville up 9-1 on the Blaze down at Central Arena. And then a tight one at St. Catharines. 6-5, the Athletics lead Mimico. So that could be anybody's game. But the only game that's really out of reach right now is probably that game in Burlington. Orangeville continuing their hot play. They're 4-1, looking for their 5th win. I think they're going to get it tonight.
And basically running at full strength now. Jaden Ciaparo back in, their captain. I believe Jake Spalina is back in the lineup. Everybody in the league pretty much getting everybody back. Collision there in front of the Oakville bench. Had Troy Cordingley literally up in arms as he's pleading his case once again. McNeil bouncing around up here at the restraining line. Finds a cutter and steal. Who walked through and shot off the shoulder, but he ran through the crease going after the loose ball. Crease violation, Arrows possession. Swamp to the corner. Dalen John Hill, long pass. Noah Snyder returns it back into that corner. Dalen John Hill's up top. Under 10 to go on the run. Sidearm shot taken wide, and that should do it for the 30-second clock, despite one more Hail Mary over the shoulder attempt.
Didn't work.
Rarely does. Out to the outside. Luza, top spot. Too much traffic in the middle. And ball down there off the moving screen. Not sure if that's QEW or 403 traffic here in this area, but
Called QEW, I think.
Plenty of each. Jimerson out to the outside. Tryson Sunday's been stuck on a pair of goals for a while. Elected to pass that time, nearly worked. As they go quick stick to the crease again, and another late shot clock could have been a violation, but it's turned back by Bagnall and company.
Yeah, I think Martin wanted to get a little more on that shot, but he just couldn't get enough mustard, and that's why it didn't go in the back of the net.
Morgan dancing around. He'll leave it here for Steele. Shoots on the run. Robertson, picked it out of his crease. Long bomb down floor, out of the reach of Kian Pare. Pare going to come back on Graydon Foulon, though. Now Riley Woods has already scored in this game. His second of the season was headed to the net, if not for the Turf Monster. Back to McNeil. Cutter in front. Porter shoved his man out of the way, and dying clock here against Oakville. Another man who ran through the crease trying to play on the ball. And Six Nations will get it, closing in on 4 minutes left to go here in period number 2. Becker to Squire. Dalen John Hill. Snyder. Side of the net. A shot from Squire. Dalen John Hill postured in front of it. Eventually got swarmed. It's going to roll back out to Swamp.
They're going to reset to 30.
Sunday, Jimerson. Body out of lane to the net. He did, and finds a hole as well.
Yeah, McKay Jimerson gets on the board, his first of the night, and it's a 2-goal Six Nations lead. And I said they've been doing the small things right here in the second period, and that's why they got the lead. Now here's a look at the replay. See the ball finds way to Jersey. They'll bounce one past Constantopoulos, and it's an 8-6 Arrows lead with 3:37 to go in the second period as they look for their 4th straight win and their 5th in their past 6 games and improved to 6-1 this season, but still lots of time left in this one.
Yeah, they've credited that to Lewis Alfred.
Pretty sure it was Jimerson.
It definitely was McKay's Jimerson's actually second of the night. He's got 4 points. Unless I had a tick wrong. 6, 8. Oh, maybe I do. That would be only 9 goals. That's why we tell you our stats are not official. As the over and back gets waved off here, Arrows back with it. Dalton Kane gonna pull it back out away from pressure, closing it on 3 minutes left in the period. Lewis Alfred and Kenny Porter picking up assists. So I believe what they did was 7 and 2 and not 72. Dalen John Hill back up top. Big space cleared out as Snyder puts it in the corner. Dalen John Hill, Snyder from his wrong side, went back to the crease, off Dalen John Hill. He was touching the blue carpet. That would have been one of the crazier goals we saw as that pinballed off everything.
No, your stats are correct because Jimerson did have the last goal of the first period for 6 Nations, so that will be his second goal of the game. 2 also for Sunday and 2 for Hodo Merton. So all those players on hat trick watch.
Douglas Thompson in there as well. Somewhat surprising, Dalen John Hill with just 1. Out towards the corner. Big hit on Sugo Swamp. We'll let the defense head off. Closing in on the 2-minute warning. Off the bench, Snyder. Boy, can he wing that ball. Back to Dalen John Hill, who tries to do the same. Got it into the feet there of Konstantopoulos. Quickly up floor, Boone finds a man on the crease. Quick stick. Oh, what a catch by Robertson.
Wow, had a wide open net, and what a save by Robertson, robbing him with the big paddle.
Dalton Kane has to hurry to get across center, does so. Back towards the corner. Hodo Martin. We've seen good saves on both ends of the floor here in this game tonight. 10 left to shoot as that one sails through the crease untouched. Back down in the corner. Thompson is there. Foulon not going to let him run back out as Jimerson winds and fires straight into the back of Finn Morgan.
Yeah, he'll feel that one in the morning. Probably have a big bruise on the back, but it's worth it.
Yeah, Morgan's going to go, I was going to say take a seat, but he'll just be bent over the bench there after taking that shot.
You think that 8535 or Icy Hot would be one of the sponsors of the OJL with all the bumps and bruises that happen?
No. Hey, come on, man. Goody, don't rub it. Out from the outside, Liam Luza. Bounces off something and goes all the way back down floor. Clock continued to run down. Officials will notice and say there should be 39 seconds left. That gets reset. And that's important because Oakville used one timeout. If the Arrows take this all the way down 30 on their shot clock, they'll be left with a decision with 9 seconds left to go. Dalen John Hill outside, Konstantopoulos got it, picked up, and Snyder spinning back to the net. On the rebound, it will be Arrows who will get the timeout calls. And
they got Troy Corley's asking for an adjustment of the clock again. So we'll go over the Six Nations bench. Trying to discuss strategy here in this last play for them, maybe to get another goal. They get a 3-goal game going into the locker room, and impressive second period. It's been a low-scoring one, but they've outscored Oakville 3-1 here in period 2. So they're starting to play their game a little bit. Everything's calmed down. It was a little bit more open in the first map, and now it seems to be a little more structured, I would say, and that seems to be favoring Six Nations.
yeah, as you would imagine, teams will do battle again Sunday, June the 22nd. That's at the ILA, 7 p.m. start time.
Yeah, last year they split the season series, and both teams won on their home floor. Six Nations won on May 25th in overtime, and Oakville won here on July 2nd. Both 8-7 scores, so were tight games last year in the season series. This year could be a late one here to start the season series. As Six Nations holds for a last shot, and the net is empty, Matt.
And if you're the Arrows, you're already done with the Beaches, Mimico, and tomorrow night you'll be done with Peterborough already on the season. Dalen John Hill to the shooter spot, returning it back, looking for Snyder. All of this with the net empty, trying to bomb it down floor. It's going to be wide and not going to be in time either to put an end to pretty good and wild second period there. 8-6 is our score after 2 in favor of the Arrows.
Yeah, I said a very more structured period for the Arrows. They outscored them 3-1 in the second. A little better on the defense. It was going to be a great third period, though. Konstantopoulos keeping the Buzz in it. Let's see what happens. Can the Buzz maybe get a goal quickly in the third to get close, or will Six Nations maybe come out with guns blazing, and maybe we'll see what happens.
We're down late against St. Catharines, about this spot in the game as well before coming back to win, trying to stay perfect on home floor. Arrows trying to make it 4 in a row. One of those two will prevail. We'll find out in about 10 minutes' time when we come back for the third period. You're watching the featured game of the week in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Games against Toronto, Mimico, Peterborough, and 13 points as well for the Gatorade Player of the Week, Dalen John Hill, part of 25 points in 6 games. An impressive start to the season for number 66, despite just having 1 goal in the game here tonight. Does have 3 more apples, however.
Yeah, so you got another 4 points tonight. He's just having an amazing season. He had that year at Jacksonville University this spring. He said he was 3rd in the country in shooting percentage. He's brought that back and is on a tear with Six Nations. One of the main reasons why they're on top of the OJLL right now at 5-1, looking to hang on here tonight to make it 6-1 before a big game at the ILA tomorrow night against Peterborough. You saw the game up at Peterborough a week ago, a classic that was. I expect nothing less tomorrow night. But they have 20 minutes here to work with to see what they can do. They can pull another big victory on the road.
In that last period, 3 goals off 22 shots for the Arrows, 8 off 43 overall. Just 1 goal in the period and just 9 shots for the Oakville Buzz, showing in-house 6 off 29 through 2 periods as Oakville mucked the draw. And the Arrows have it to start period number 3. It is the aforementioned Dalen John Hill playing it back to Trice Sunday. Fan club building in the chat. Still stuck on a pair as Noah Snyder comes over the top. 10 for Snyder to shoot. We're splitting, by the way, if you get it.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh.
We'll have to work tomorrow.
Okay. You have fun with that. I'm off till June 10th.
Oh, there you go.
St. Catharines Athletics in Whitby, 7:30 start time here on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel.
Yeah, Whitby with a big 10-6 win tonight over Kitchener-Waterloo.
Wow. Stay undefeated. I believe that's 4-0 now for Whitby. As Blaze Becker walks in, and round of applause here for Charlie Boone racing back in a defensive effort.
Actually, Whitby now 5-0 with that win over Kitchener-Waterloo, so they're tied in. They're actually slightly ahead right now of Six Nations for the moment in winning percentage because they're 5-0. Six Nations are 5-1, both with 10 points at the moment.
Kind of quietly becoming a team to watch here this season are the Whitby Warriors.
Yeah, just a few years removed from the Minto Cup. They won it all in Brampton 2 or 3 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, Lucas Littlejohn was on that team. He's the captain this year and poised to have a huge couple months here this summer.
Well, they won their last national title in Ontario, and they can do it again if they get there. It's in St. Catharines in mid-August, so let's see what happens. But a lot of teams, have something to say about that. You have the Six Nations squad, you have St. Catharines, you have Orangeville, you have the Beaches. A lot of teams are going to be really gunning for OJLL title. It's going to be a fun summer to watch here around the rinks in Ontario and on the OJLL YouTube channel. Subscribe and watch all the great games, with most of them with the lacrosse boss on the mic.
Sidearm shot, Steele's done it again. As there was a tie-up near side, drawing a lot of the attention. And Jamison Steele, second of the night, brings the game back within 1.
Here it is, look at the replay. He had the first goal of the game to Jamison Steele. He does all the work, walks in and just lets one rip. Whew. And it puts it by Ethan Rogers. A little bit of smoke on that one. Second goal of the game gets the Buzz within 1. Just under 2 minutes gone to third. And yeah, the Buzz have been great at home, trying to keep it perfect at 3-0, but Six Nations are tough as well. So this should be a great finish here on the game of the week.
That poor top corner, the same one that Hodo Martin obliterated in the last period.
Yeah, same net too.
Wales reset. Playing it all the way down the boards. Sunday will slow things down despite Ryder Simpson in his face. Back to Dalen John Hill. Game now down within 1. Hill trying to go back to Squire. This Buzz team will not go away against anybody this season as Simpson lost the ball. 8 count was on. Sunday just standing over top of it, making sure he was going to get the turnover. And speaking of, this one tipped, I believe, so no over and back. Hodo Martin plays it away from Foulin, but Jimerson had it. Here's Martin. Back to Foulin, the bounce pass. A little give and go, and a how do you do at the end?
And that's the hat trick for McKay Jimerson, and it looked like was a brutal inbound pass that started that play, but luckily Six Nations were able to recover, and it was all finished off by McKay Jimerson. You can see he takes the feed from Martin, is in all alone, and puts one off of Constantopoulos and in the back of the net. Hat trick for Jimerson, and the 2-goal lead is back for Six Nations, 9-7.
So he's got 5 points. Hodo Martin also with 5, 2, and 3 here in the game tonight. Matthew Kirchmeier controlling the face-off. Plays it back to Morgan. Now McNeil thinks he can split the defense. He can. Out to the outside boards. Owen Moore. Again to Boone. Back for Moore. Another give and go. Back the other way. That one ended up with a errant shot. And look out. Big collision, and down goes Riley Woods. Going to gain possession, however, as he was run over looking for that loose ball. In and out of the stick of McNeil, so they restart here for Boone. Trying to feed it through to Owen Moore. Boone at the bottom of the pile. Trying to bring it free. Boone looking to walk the wall. Does break free. McNeil out to the far side. Steele, can he do it again? Becker took his lane away. Shot there, saved by Robertson out in front. Just bypassed the stick of Woods.
Good chance there for Steele, but he is denied, and back come the arrows.
Dalton Kane had a bit of trouble with it just inside center, as did Zach Warren. Still trying to get somebody to gain control here, and it'll be Suga Swamp. Out in towards the corner. Kind of sloppy back and forth in the last couple minutes, despite a couple goals per side. Now 9-7 in favor of the Arrows. Liam Luza. It's the outside board, big high step. Bagnall to Williams, shoots it off the helmet of Brennan. We had interference through the middle, so fresh 30 seconds for Williams to work with again. Back in towards the corner. Looking for a shot, and all kinds of time for Bagnall, who got taken down. Rough and tumble game for Thomas Bagnall here tonight, as it was last time we saw them last week against the Beaches.
And he likes the dirty areas. That's why he's such a successful player.
Bagnall has a man on the crease, and it was McNeil who couldn't handle the pass. Porter's going to take him all the way out into the corner. Surprised there was no call there, as Porter now goes back after the ball carrier. McNeil to Owen Moore. Halfway through the shot clock, they work it through to the corner again. McNeil, the high step on the run, looks to the foot of Robertson, who makes the clean catch, and one final takedown for good measure from Kenny Porter.
That was Bagnall again getting hammered in front of the Six Nations net.
Dalen John Hill to Sunday. Off the bench, big high step Snyder. Same story, Dalen John Hill picked up, but just as it came out of the crease from Squire, and that'll reset the shot clock. Jimerson through Snyder to Sunday in the corner. Over top of Squire, Dalen John Hill. Far side, low shot Snyder. Save Constantopoulos. Ball rolling away here from Lippert. And he'll corral it and give to Kirchmeier.
Yeah, Buzz hurrying to get the forwards on the floor.
They include Charlie Boone on a 4-point night. All of them goals. Steele on hat-trick watch. Out to the outside. Here's the cut and a big hit there. Tall Chief stood his man up. 5 to shoot. And Luza does just that. And that hit either Steele or, pardon me, Kian Pare. And as that was happening, a big slash against Becker.
Yeah, Corey doesn't like to call very much.
Are you sure?
Tough time to take a penalty right now for Oakville, though.
Tough time to be a Simon D'Souza. Outside skip shot. Dalen John Hill hits the top of the glass, goes over and back, and we'll get the call on the floor, a slashing call.
It's going to go to Owen Moore. So Six Nations to the power play, try to add to their lead. And here's a look at it. It was a bit of a late call early. He went down. Probably could have been let go. Didn't think it was much of a slash because he kind of was spinning around instead of off kilter, but not for the call. And the power play for the Arrows, much to the chagrin of Troy Cordonley and the Oakville bench.
I vote just doing Buzz games from now on. That's my. I don't get a vote, but that's my vote.
Well, that game would have been good the other night, him and St. Catharines.
No commentators, just effects mics, spider cam, like the alternate feed in the NFL. Dale and John Hill. Up to Martin. How to get your video taken down in one easy lesson, I think.
So I think he told me off camera to St. Catharines. Steve Toll was the same. He's very passionate.
Yes.
That should have been fun here the other night at the track when those two coaches were going head to head.
Yes, it was.
And you were here for the
MSL
MSL game
on the other side, and yeah, I could hear both of them. Riley Woods.
Ooh. And Quinn Brennan all over him.
Rolling ball, and a round of applause there for the efforts of Riley Woods on the penalty kill, which is now down to a minute.
Yep. Some good work there by Quinn Brennan back on defense for Six Nations to not allow Woods to get a good shot off, even though it did kill some time for the Arrows power play.
Martin, Snyder, back to John Hill. Snyder shoots, that hits the end glass and races on for it, and Snyder can't save the possession, but Bagnall will run into it and a couple toe taps. And Robertson's going to bail out his defense.
Probably would like a little better of a shot selection, but he had a couple of defenders bearing down on him, so at least he got it on the net. And there's only 20 seconds left in this power play. Can Six Nations strike in the tail end of it?
Hodo Martin up top goes to the corner, skip pass, and I mean, we're seeing the ball winging, we're seeing hard shots, we're seeing hidden ball plays. This looks like old school Six Nations Arrows lacrosse. It feels like this Junior 8 team's got their mojo back after a few seasons, basically, of retooling under Stu Montour. Steele. Back to the outside, McNeil. Leave it inside, Luza. Back to the far side again, McNeil. Couldn't bring it down. Tall Chief was right there. They continue to battle as it's flipped back towards Steele, who was already on his way off. Alfred got there to knock that pass down. Alfred cross center, facing a double team. Alfred tripped up, loose ball, close to the over and back line, couple times, and not crossing it though. It was Dalton Kane. Big shifty athlete. The Arrows GM Robertson told us before the game, showing off his foot speed there as Constantopoulos makes the catch in on the rib cage.
Well, as Robertson told us, he had walked. That was his first time in 6 years playing lacrosse. We're used to seeing him play hockey. He's from Montreal, played in the Ontario Junior Hockey League for 3 teams this past season, ended up in Leamington, who made it to the Final Four before bowing out to the Milton Menace, a team you're very familiar with, Matt.
Yeah. Any excuse to get a Milton Menace reference in, I'll take. On the run, Steele.
Yeah, great run for them. Unfortunately, they bowed out to the Trenton Golden Hawks in the league final. Trenton then went on to the Final Four of the Nationals before they lost.
Here's Snyder. I can't tell you my thoughts on that here on air.
Yeah.
Snyder up to Dale and John Hill. Shoots around a screen. That one just skipped wide. And it's going to bounce all the way back and over and back. And the Buzz seem to have picked up pace here in the last few minutes as we hit the back half of this final regulation time period. Buzz down by 2. Looking to stay perfect at home here on the season. Boone unable to bring it down. Defender was right on him. Low shot coming far side. That was McNeil. This ball bounces by the crease. Oakville calling for a back-in call. Officials aren't going to give it to them. Kenny Porter plays it back here. Swamp. Big high step before putting it on the crease.
That was in and out, I think. I think it went off the crossbar.
Doug Thompson. Not quite bar Mexico.
It's called Bar Canada.
Bar Nevada, maybe?
Bar Canada.
Out from the corner. Owen Moore. 10 to shoot. Moore will come over the top. Puts it back in the corner. Luzza changing directions. Working his way through traffic. A twist at the end. Got it into the Arrows crease.
Nifty chance there for Luzza, but a better save by Robertson to keep the ball out and keep it a 2-goal game nearing the 12-minute mark of period 3. Time becoming an enemy right now for the Buzz if Six Nations continue holding possession.
Next shot for the Arrows will be number 50 on the game here tonight. They're up by 10 in that category on the Buzz, as this one will deflect up and off a defender before going out of play. Tailing John Hill to the outside. Buzz have done well to keep him at just the 1 goal. Jimerson, though, has a hat trick, trying to go back to number 66. Intercepted. Here comes Bagnall. One-on-one with Hodo Martin. Spins back, reaches the defender, who's able to knock the ball down and away. Rails Reset.
Well, great work by Reset.
Although turned over by the Buzz, they're headed to the net with John Logue. And his shot was wide, got stopped up in the crease.
He was hammered down by Talchi. Big hit there near the crease.
Lewis Alfred has been on the right side of a few of those over the last couple seasons. As Trison Sunday will posture up through Snyder. Down towards the corner, Thompson. Dalen John Hill, another skipper. It goes off the left foot this time of Konstantopoulos. Foulon able to get it up towards center where Kirchmeier will take off again. Numbers for the Buzz if they hurry. Get it to the trailer. Low shot from Lucas Williams. Picked out by the big stick of Robertson, and they're headed back the other way again.
Yeah, Robertson definitely feel a little more comfortable in that Six Nations crease right now, making some calm, cool, and collected saves to keep his team in front.
Blaze Becker, Joe Squire, Hodo Martin. Gets pushed back into the corner, but not before passing to Jimerson. That ball looked like it was on its way out of the crease. Jimerson needed to wait just another half tick.
Oh, refreshment break.
And I thought we were getting penalties with the conversation afterwards, but Zach Konstantopoulos calls for a water break.
Yeah, pretty sure it was a quick reference by Roger Hersey's like the drink, like.
Yep.
Got quick hands. So now look at Oakville. They're down by 2. They've been hanging tough. They said they've been a great home team, 2-0 so far in the season. Big test here, though. Six Nations leading the OJLL at 5-1 right now, tied in points with Whitby. Whitby slightly ahead because of their win tonight against Kitchener-Waterloo. Here's a look at that last chance. You can see they try to get it by, but just getting a toe in the crease.
So, I think he did wait long enough for the ball to come out. You know, OJLL rules, again, you can't reach into the crease to drag the ball out. That would be a crease violation. So as it comes out, this is a good look at it here again. The feet are good. Ball looks like it's okay, but now watch the right foot there. Not sure if there's daylight or not, but Roger Nurse calls the crease violation. Very close to that ball coming out of the crease as well. So either way, not too much of an argument from the Six Nations side. Cutting back in is Boone, already on a 4-goal evening. Down to the corner, Steele turns and fires, looking for the hat trick. Robertson not going to oblige. 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Porter. Cross center, back up top, Snyder. Taking a few whacks. Snyder on the run, trying to get away from a double team. It rolls out of his stick for the over and back. Lippert plays back to Bagnall. Lippert on his wrong side. So was Kirchmeier.
Too many passes, I think, there, Matt. He just shot it.
Well, the problem was Kirchmeier and Lippert were both on their wrong side. And again, young players knowing that they're not supposed to shoot from there. So this one's going to be over and back for the Buzz on a miscue as it rolls away from Riley Woods.
Yeah, tough break there for those players if they're on the wrong side. But maybe you never know. Try something. You never know what can happen. Just put it on goal. Almost time for them to take chances now with 5.5 to go, especially if Six Nations get another one here.
Squire to Dalen John Hill. Pass back up top. Nobody home. And it comes hard back into the corner. Dalen John Hill just inside the restraining line. Works away from Morgan, trying to find Squire. Jimerson shoots into the rocking chair is Konstantopoulos. Dalen John Hill knows he can't pick it out. Constantopoulos still trying to find it, and finally the stalemate is broken by the stick of Dalen John Hill.
He wanted to. He's like, can I have it? Can I have it? No. It's like a little kid at the candy store. Can I have it, Mommy? No, you can't.
Boone took a pretty good hit after sending that pass to the outside. Under 5 to go in regulation. A bouncer from Woods sails high up and off to the side of the Six Nations Arrows bench. Out from the corner, Hodo Martin. Last one to join the fray is Jimerson, headed straight to the crease. Martin takes the pick. That one fired off Constantopoulos. He'll get the rebound as it comes back up to Swamp. Far side now. Big high step from Jimerson to Martin. Martin shoots past. Oh, that one didn't miss the bar by much. And now Bagnall down floor. Got there first, so no over and back. They will get a reset of the shot clock, however, as he catches up to it. Robertson had thoughts of coming out to defend. Saw Kazik do that too. Not great effect.
Oh, we got a penalty coming up
on Wednesday.
Oh, delayed penalty.
Oakville player dropped in front, goes down for a second time, Bagnall, as he continues to get roughed up. McNeil accordingly wants a shot. Luzza ended up taking one into the net. And the clock is going down again. Should have stopped at 3:30, but continues to tick down here, 3:23.
Yeah, Troy will let us know. It definitely was running. Here's a look at the penalty. You see, I believe it's Dalton Keane going off. See, I think there's the initial call, and then he gave him a couple other money shots there in tight. Got his money's worth at least for the penalty, so if you're going to get one, you may as well make it worth your while. And I believe it is Dalton Keane, the guilty party. The place is familiar with it, like a little bit from hockey days. Can the Six Nations Arrows bail their teammate out and kill this off?
Third power play of the game for the Oakville Buzz. 1 for 2 coming in. Arrows also 1 for 3 tonight. Back door. And just off the head of the stick of Moore, Alfred to run it out of harm's way. Play it back to the waiting Wales. Reset just inside center. And now to the crease, it's in.
Doug Thompson with a shorthanded goal. Will that be the dagger for Oakville? See a bit of miscommunication, and Thompson's left all alone. He puts one by Constantopoulos. Those are the goals you hate to give up when your team is up a man, you're shorthanded, and you let one up. Tough break for Oakville. They're down 10-7 a little over 3 minutes ago. They're still on the power play, but that one has to sting a little bit for the Buzz. No pun intended.
As you said, Doug Thompson, your puns are always intended. Don't. What are you talking about? Morgan takes a hit there from Paré on the faceoff, still on the power play, the Buzz, for 1:24 seconds. Hanging out tonight with nearly 400 of our closest lacrosse friends. Good to have you all aboard here, even though it is night number 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Steele. Outside, big collision. Boone nearly overran it, looking for goal number 5. Has the 2 Oakville power play goals already on the night. I believe 2 for 3 coming in, 2 for 4. This one, the 4th. Bagnall out of his own end. Running short on time here, stepping up there. Martin went down.
Looking for a call over the bench, not going to get it.
Arrows bench wanted a call there as Hodo Martin goes off holding the kidney pads. Pass to the outside through the middle, low shot. That was Luzza that had it go wide. Steele. Back to Owen Moore. Down in the corner. Stu Martin still working over the official. Looking quick stick back door. And Luzza just missed halfway through the shot clock. Continues to tick. Boone up top. Playing it down into the corner. 10 now to shoot as they go to steal. Took a while, but there's the hat trick.
Yep, the man of steel gets his hat trick late in the power play. And it's a 10-8 game, but time is an enemy right now. Here's a look at it. Steele takes a pass, and nice wrister. He fires it by Ethan Robertson to make it a 2-goal game, 10-8, but there's only 90 seconds left. So they're going to have to get a quick turnover here and go for gold.
4 assists on the night now for John Logue. 3 for Owen Moore. They pick up the helpers on the goal that makes it 10-8. Face-off rolls right back to the Buzz. And immediate stoppage timeout, Troy Cordingley.
Yep. They got the face-off win they needed to get the possession back. So now Troy Cordingley will set up what hopefully is a goal-scoring play to make it a 1-goal game late. But this Buzz team have been resilient. This is the way they've been. I mean, they were retooling this year. Maybe not was a lot expected of them. They've had a really tough schedule here, Matt. Look at the games they've had so far. Started the season to Peterborough with a loss, and they came back here with a big win over the Beaches last Wednesday. Then they lost to Orangeville up at Tony Rosa Friday night. Then they came back here at home with a big win at the track on Monday, and now they're trying to come back against Six Nations tonight, but it'll be easier said than done because the Six Nations team has been on fire as well. Looking for their 6th win of the season to stay above Whitby for first place in the OJLL.
Arrows will be back in action tomorrow. They'll finish their season series against the Peterborough Lakers. Buzz in action tomorrow as they head out to Ted Reeve Arena. That'll finish their season series against the Beaches. 8-5 win for the Buzz in game number 1 in that season series. 10-8 here. Arrows over top of the Buzz. Quick shot down towards the feet of Robertson. He hung on to it. Oh, empty net down to our right. And a loose ball back towards center. Kept alive here by Woods, who will run into it. Shovel pass out to the far side. McNeil going to slow things down. Steele and Boone representing 7 of 8 goals here for the Buzz tonight. Waza, Boone. Back to McNeil, the shot. Boone picks up the rebound. Played here to Logue. Owen Moore slowing things down. Had to be reminded they're running out of time by Troy Cordingley. Picked out of the crease here. Steele on the run. That shot. Too many people in the lane to get that one on the mark.
They need 2. They got to hurry.
30 seconds left to go in regulation time. Boone looking for the feet. Robertson, one more save for the road. Perhaps is Alfred going to pick up the rebound. Only 8 to get out and across center, taking his time. Going to get stripped. And that should have been 8 seconds. Buzz are going to pick it back up. Only have 15 left from the outside off the toe cap of Robertson. Drops back down in the stick of Boone. And that'll bounce off the helmet of Kenny Porter and out of play at 7.3 to go.
That's using your head.
Told you. Here's Boone, final 7 seconds. Steele to Boone, cleanly intercepted. Porter, launch down floor, not on target, but not gonna matter. You can make it 4 straight for the Arrows, who retain top spot here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League.
Got to give the Buzz credit, though. Another resilient effort for this young squad. They hung tough with the Arrows for 60 minutes, just couldn't get the goals they needed to tie it up, but good effort by Oakville, but a big win for Six Nations. They keep it up now, 6-1 on the season with a big game against Peterborough at the ILA tomorrow night. That should be a dandy. See if they can make it lucky number 7 on the season.
Our next broadcast isn't until Tuesday, so be sure you subscribe here to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. Get out to a game in person if you can. It's the best way to enjoy Junior A lacrosse here in the province and the country. Check out the archives as well if you want to get caught up before that game in Whitby. St. Catharines will be there at 7:30 along with our JVI crew. On behalf of my partner tonight, Alan Corkum, our producers, Gary Morrison, Ryan Harkness, our director, Chris Main, the rest of the JVI Sports Network, and the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, I'm Matthew Carrick. Your final from the track. The Six Nations Arrows hang on for a 10-8 victory. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday.